Welcome back to Let's Talk Sports. I'm CJ Tully, and teams around the MLB are starting to get it together. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? I hope you're all doing well. And we have to start off here with the Philadelphia Phillies. They're starting to get it together. Now that Don Mattingly has finally secured his spot as manager of the Philadelphia Phillies after Rob Thompson's firing, the Phillies are now 17-21 on the season. They're third in the NL East, and they've won 8 of their last 10 games. And it's some of the likely stars that are starting to stand out, but you're also starting to see the bottom of that lineup get it together. A lot of this starts with Bryson Stott. 217 average in his last 7 games, but 3 home runs and 8 RBIs. And the power is not something that we've seen out of Bryson Stott in his time with the Phillies. So to have the 3 home runs, to start to get that together. We also saw him come in here and pinch hit for Alec Boehm earlier in their series here against the A's. So that was very interesting. The Phillies do win 2 of 3 against the A's this past week. And Bryce Harper's another guy who's really starting to turn it around. We started to see it a little bit toward the end of Rob Thompson's tenure there with the Phillies, but now you have Bryce Harper hitting .333, a 1.2 OPS, 3 doubles, 3 home runs, and 4 RBIs all in the last 7 games. Bryce Harper is taking this personally. He did come out in a few interviews and say it multiple times that they're pretty much just waiting for Rob Thompson to get fired until they could turn it around. So I thought that part was very interesting, that Bryce Harper was pretty much waiting that week out just to see if Rob Thompson was going to be fired. Maybe there was something there between the two of them. I don't want to start speculating on that, but very interesting that Bryce Harper made it a very big point that they're waiting that week for Rob Thompson to be fired. You can also look at somebody like Brandon Marsh, who has had very streaky streaks here with the Phillies this season. In the last 7 games, hitting .458 with a 1.0 OPS with 2 RBIs. So Brandon Marsh, he is starting to turn it around, and you need that in this outfield that has Justin Crawford, who now has a few walk-offs this season. And Adolis Garcia has been a nice piece. He's not hitting for pop necessarily like we've seen earlier in his career, but he's been a productive piece. He's getting on base, and he's driving in RBIs. I do want to talk a little bit about this rotation because you have Zach Wheeler, who came back from injury. He's been playing well since coming back, so it's good to see that with Zach Wheeler. Aaron Nola, we know the issues with him. Sanchez and Luzardo, they have began to lock it in this season, but Andrew Painter is somebody that I had a lot of issues with coming into the season. I wasn't very high on him when he was with the Iron Pigs, and I said that many times in episodes before. So to now see that he's 1-4 on the season with over 6 ERA at a 6.89 ERA and just 30 strikeouts in 7 games, I do think it's starting to raise some concerns here with Andrew Painter. The Phillies were very, very stuck on not trading him. And now that he's up here 1-4, he's not really a great piece of rotation. And he's kind of hurting you the same way that Taijuan Walker was. And you have a lot invested in this kid. So going to be curious to see if he can turn it around. I'm not banking on it. Again, I don't think that Andrew Painter is going to be the next big thing like the Phillies organization has been holding on to for so long. But all in all, the Phillies are turning it around. They played some bad competition to be able to get it done. But again, wins are wins, and they're crawling their way back to 500, sitting in 3rd in the division, and maybe it comes down to a rat race between them and the Braves toward the end of the season. A team that's not really going to be coming down to the end of the season is the Chicago Cubs, as they are taking full reign here of the NL Central. The NL Central has been a division all year that's been back and forth. The Reds have absolutely fallen off. So they now lose 4 in a row to the Cubs, and they fall to the bottom of this division. The Cubs have now won 9 of their last 10 games. They're 26-12 on the season, and like I said, sitting top of the NL Central. In the last 7 games, Michael Busch, I mentioned this before, I believe it was last Monday's episode, talking about how Michael Busch has really started to get it going. Like I said, in those last 7 games, a .417 average, a 1.2 OPS, 3 doubles, a triple, a home run, and 9 RBIs. He had a very slow start to the season, so it's good to see him turning it around. Ian Happ has also been getting it going. 304 average, a 1.1 OPS, 2 home runs, and 3 RBIs. He's been on this Cubs team forever. It's great to see that he's been a real cornerstone for this Cubs team over the past few years, and that when they are getting it going, he could be a part of that. This season, PCA has had himself a nice one with a 289 average, an 809 OPS, 4 home runs, and 16 RBIs with 8 stolen bases. Would love to see him continue to play this well throughout the season. We know last year he had a tremendous start to the season, but the second half it really started to trickle down and not play as well. So hope to see him be able to be this consistent throughout the remainder of the season. Somebody that the Cubs did bring in this offseason is Alex Bregman. And I still want to see some more production out of him. You saw him go over from the Red Sox over here to the Cubs, and we're seeing the impact it's having on the Red Sox right now. But I still think there's more to Alex Bregman's game that he can bring here to this Cubs team. Currently hitting .240 with a 686 OPS, just 3 home runs and 13 RBIs. Like I keep saying, I think there's more Alex Bregman can bring to this team. I think he'll be a big part come October. knowing all of the playoff experience that he does have. And I think that's a great veteran piece to have on this team here for the Cubs. The rotation for the Cubs has been a lot like the lineup. It's been phenomenal. You can look at Shota Imanaga, 4-2 on the season with a 2.28 ERA and 53 strikeouts. Edward Cabrera was a phenomenal addition here from the Marlins this offseason. I know I picked him up in fantasy in the draft. 3-0 this season with a 3.27 ERA. And somebody who's kind of flying under the radar right now is Colin Ray. 4-1 with a 4.3 ERA. They'll be taking on the Rangers in their next series. And again, I continue to see this playing out for the Cubs. I have them in my World Series, and they're just playing so well right now. It's going to be hard to bet against them come the end of the season and come the playoffs. I genuinely think they're one of the best teams, if not the best team, in the MLB right now. A team that will be giving them a little bit of trouble, maybe come the World Series if it comes down to it, would be the New York Yankees, as the Yankees and the Rays are absolutely carrying the American League right now, as many teams just not showing up yet this season. The Yankees now 8-2 in their last 10 games, 26-12 this season, sitting atop the NL East. They just won 2 of 3 against the Rangers, and the bats have been where it's at. Aaron Judge, 15 home runs, a 270 average, 29 RBIs, and a 1.0 OPS. You can look at Ben Rice, somebody who's come up from not somebody that you necessarily expect to be putting up the numbers he is. A 343 average, a 1.2 OPS, 12 home runs, and 27 RBIs. Somebody else that was a great re-add here to this team is Cody Bellinger. He was sitting there in free agency, and he was just a perfect addition for this Yankees team to bring back. A 299 average, a 924 OPS, 5 home runs with 28 RBIs. I mean, Cody Bellinger is somebody that, again, I think is very slept on right now at this stage of his career. I know as a Phillies fan, I would have loved to have brought him in. I think he would have fit the corner outfield spot phenomenally. But now we have him here with the Yankees, and he's putting on the production that you would have expected from Cody Bellinger. This rotation, much like the Cubs, is still putting in the work. Cam Schlittler right now, my Cy Young, 5-1 with a 1.52 ERA. Max Fried up there tied with Cam Schlittler and a lot of the top stats there for pitching this season. With Max Fried being 4-1 with a 2.39 ERA. We can also look at Will Warren, 4-1 with a 3.46 ERA. And the bullpen hasn't even been bad for the Yankees this year. Brett Hendrick, he is 3-0 with a 1.37 ERA. And Fernando Cruz, 3-0 with a 2.6 ERA. The Yankees are very all-around built well right now. And if this can continue, it's going to be very dangerous for the AL, as not many teams are trying to compete this year, it seems like, as the West and the Central just really have nobody that would be able to contend here with the Yankees team. The one team that would be able to compete is in the division, and that's the Tampa Bay Rays. They have now won 9 of their last 10 games. They're 25-12 on the season and riding a 7-game win streak as they've just swept the Red Sox. This is another team. Kevin Cash has been phenomenal with the Rays. And they're a team that you sleep on every single year. You look at this division, the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Orioles, the Toronto Blue Jays were in the World Series. Nobody thought the Rays could do anything, and here they are just tearing up baseball right now. Junior Caminario, 10 home runs, 18 RBIs. Jonathan Aranda, 7 home runs, 29 RBIs, and an 824 OPS. Yandy Diaz, at his ripe age, 23 RBIs, 5 home runs, a 323 average, and this rotation is really where it's getting done. Shane McClanahan, 4-2 with a 2.60 ERA. Nick Martinez, what an addition he was. He's 3-1 this season. And Steven Matz, 4-1 this season as well. We also want to look at here at Johnny DeLuca, 2 home runs and 14 RBIs with a 726 average this season. He's somebody, again, that you can add to the bottom of this lineup. We've seen Chandler Simpson as well be these pieces of the lineup that just continue to add here and are a very slept-on team. The Rays are somebody that we could see finally make themselves into the playoffs and be a real contender. We haven't seen that in quite a bit there from the Rays. And if they're going to be competing with the Yankees for the AL #1 seed, this is going to be a really fun race down the line. Let me know what you guys think, though. You can always check me out here on YouTube at Let's Talk Sports. You can also check me out on Instagram and TikTok at Let's Talk Sports as well, and on my website at letstalksports.com. I also want to give a shout-out. Congratulations to Ryan graduating college here today. I'll catch you guys next time.